To move on to like the Welsh side of things.
MTV Cribs.
Oh my god.
Oh, somebody saying hi, vlogs. Cute.
Because guess what? I'm going to try and read 2 books in 3 days.
Nice. Our last sprint.
That's pretty good.
Hello my angels, welcome back to another video. Today is the start of my Merlin Readathon vlog. I actually forgot to start vlogging this because I'm an absolute idiot, but watching Tasmin's TBR video, which went up today, Kay sent in a clip of it saying, oh, I think we're all vlogging it, made me realise, of course I'm bloody vlogging it. I'm a host and it's 2 weeks long. I need to vlog it. So here we are. It is the 3rd of August, so we are 3 days in, but I feel like that's okay. We're not even halfway yet, so it's fine. The first clip's here. You're all joining me on this journey. First couple of days, let's talk about the first couple of days. Sunday, I was not able to read anything because I was driving back from Cardiff for my friend's birthday, and I got here quite late in the evening. Obviously, I wasn't going to read. Monday, so yesterday, we had sprints on my channel. We kicked off the readathon because everyone was busy on Sunday, so the start of the readathon was technically on the 2nd. I started Legendborn by Tracy Dion. This is the like glossy cover that came in an Illumicrate, and I'm really enjoying it. Like, for some reason, I think when it first came out, or just before it was coming out, there was a lot of hype on Twitter, and I really wanted to read it. And then just after it came out, there was some more mixed reviews, and I had heard from someone, I don't remember who it was, but it was someone Welsh, who said they weren't really happy with the way the author had put Welsh into the book. If anyone doesn't know, this is an Arthurian retelling, hence Merlin Readathon I'm reading it for, but it is set in America at like a college campus. The Arthurian legend, like he was born in Wales, and a lot of adaptations of that don't put any Welsh into it. They basically don't even, acknowledge the Welsh part of the lore. But Tracy Dion is an American author who is, I guess, is just a big fan of the legend. I think she's done a lot of research into it and stuff like that. But I'd heard that some people weren't quite happy with the way she used the Welsh, because she uses some Welsh words. And I'll admit, I'm currently 172 pages in. I will admit, like, some of the Welsh words to me are a little heavy-handed, I want to say. And it seems weird to me because I know the author isn't fluent in Welsh and isn't Welsh herself, she's American. I just feel like I wouldn't write a book like with Spanish words in it because I don't know Spanish. Even if I liked Spanish or loved Spanish as a language, I feel like I wouldn't choose to do that. But at the same time, I do appreciate the kind of effort that's gone into it, and I wish that a Welsh author had done it. I think I am being a bit nitpicky, I'm not gonna lie, because it's genuinely really good. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's been fast-paced the kind of whole way through, which I'm glad of because it's a 500-page book. It's a 500-page book and it's going to be a trilogy. I know that the author has just announced the title for the 2nd book, which is going to be Bloodmarked. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I am really enjoying the commentary on race as well, because the author herself is also Black American, and the way that Bree has had interactions with a policeman and the dean of the college is very obviously like very racist and like kind of microaggressions that made me very angry. But obviously that's what Black people, especially in America, go through every day. But also at the same time, the grief kind of and trauma that Bree is going through because her mother dies right at the beginning of the book. It's in the synopsis, it's not a spoiler, I promise. But the grief and the way she's dealing with it and kind of slipping into depression. I mean, it kind of crosses over and laps over, doesn't it? Because you can become depressed from grief. But some of the ways she's written depression in general, I've really related to, and I've liked the way that she's done it. And we're only 200 pages in, so we're not even halfway. Really enjoying this. I am genuinely thinking it could be a 5-star. It's a little bit early days yet, but from this first 200 pages, I'm hoping it'll be a 5-star. The things about Welsh aren't a big enough deal for me to drop anything, I don't think, like in terms of star rating. But I'm not fluent in Welsh, so I also can't really complain. It is nice to see Welsh have a spotlight on it, especially since she's an American author, because like this is a New York Times bestseller, so like a lot of Americans will like maybe discover Welsh and like realize that Welsh is a language. So I'm glad that it's out there. I hope that it gets interwoven a little bit more into the plot rather than it felt a little bit info dumpy, I think, whenever the Welsh words were used for like certain creatures and stuff. But I went to the gym for the first time in 18 months. Well, technically 8 months, because I went to a normal gym when I was at uni, but I went back to my personal training gym where I pay a lot of money to do it properly because I'm not very good at it by myself. But they are beautiful people. They are amazing. Jamie and Sophie in Birmingham. If anyone lives in Birmingham and wants to do personal training, it's like group personal training. It's way cheaper than like getting an individual one. And the gym is called Be Fast. So Be Fast Fitness. Type that into Google, look it up, because genuinely it's so good. They're in central Birmingham though, so. But I drive the 20 minutes to get there because I love it so much. I also started work this week, actually. I started my job yesterday. Really, really chill first 2 days because it's just a bit of training and a bit of induction and just like, oh, kind of what's going on. And then tomorrow I start on an actual job. So I'll be working with one of the managers that I knew from last time. And I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And that'll be the rest of this week and next week, I think. Yeah, and next week. And then tomorrow I'm going to the gym again because I'm a glutton for punishment. And then Thursday I have D&D in the evening. So hopefully I can still get some reading done this week because I'm now a busy, busy gal. Those 15 books that I read in July, that ain't gonna bloody happen in August. I'm hoping to finish this because I know I set 4 books for Merlin Readathon, but I'm probably not gonna read 4 books in 2 weeks. So I'm gonna kind of do it over the month. But if I finish this week, that's like 1 book a week, which I'd be happy with. I will see you again when I have an update. It is Friday, which means it is nearly the first weekend of the Merlin Readathon. And last night I finished Legendborn by Tracy Dion. Now, well, you would have seen when I was updating about this, but I was really enjoying it from the start. I think I read 100 pages, then I read another 100 pages. I can't remember how many sittings I read this in, but last night I read the last 200 pages. I did not expect to love this as much as I do. I'm not even gonna say did. I still love it. I am still thinking about it after I've finished and turned the last page. I can't get over it. It's a little bit shiny, but I can't get over how good this book is. I think I had heard some really good things when it first came out, and like I think a year ago as well. Like when it was being rumoured and stuff, I had heard really good things and I'd added it on Goodreads and things. But I expected it to be one of those ones that I wasn't going to pick up for a while, and it was maybe going to be like a 4-star, like hopefully a 4-star, but was not expecting it to be a full 5 stars, like really want the sequel right now kind of book. It was really fast paced all the way through, and it's 500 pages. It doesn't look too thick when you look at the paperback, and it's so fast paced all the way through. Even from the beginning, it's like bam, straight in with all the action. And the end, like final battle and final kind of climax of the story, my mouth was like, my jaw was dropped several separate times throughout it. The main character Brie, I love her so much. And like what she goes through, what she's been through even before the book starts with her mother passing away, and like finding out more about her family, about her powers. It was so refreshing. This is such a good YA book, and I'm really hoping that as the trilogy goes on, that it becomes a little bit more adult, or you know, they grow up a bit, because she is only 16 in this. But I really, really like the love interests. I really, really want it to be polyamorous. I'm like desperate for it to be polyamorous. I always feel like the ones that I want the woman to end up with in like a love triangle, it never is the one that I want it to be. The characters, I loved every single one that had like a bit more of screen time, because there's quite a few that come into it with all like the different people in the society and stuff. But the ones that we saw the most of, I did really like. I wasn't keen on her best friend, because her best friend is a bit of a knob to her in the beginning. And like does stuff like goes behind her back to call her dad and like tell on her and stuff, which I do understand, like as a friend, if you're worried about someone. I don't think I would ever do that, and I think if someone did that to me, I'd be really pissed off. So I don't really like Alice. I'm hoping to see a bit more of her, because near the end she was way nicer and like normal again, but I hope to see a bit more of her and like a bit more development for her in the second book. I know Owl Crate did this for a special edition in one of their boxes. I think it was October. But all they did was like swap the blue and the red here and like make it a bit brighter. I really want proper special editions of this. That it, like Illuma Crate clearly liked it enough to put it in a box as a second book. But I really, really hope that someone does some kind of special edition for it soon, whether it be like red sprayed edges or something. I think I might wait it out a little bit, but otherwise I might just buy the hardback anyway, because who knows, I might need to reread this before the second one comes out, because all I know is it's 2022. I don't know when in 2022 it's expected, but I thought the plot was really good. It has one of my favourite tropes, which is trials. Even though the focus wasn't really on the trials, I would have preferred a little more focus on the trials, and for them to have lasted a little bit longer. I do also think like it could have lasted over more than like, I think it's only like 2 or 3 weeks this book takes place over. But because of the way the love interest and like the romance goes, it goes quickly compared to like 3 weeks. So I wish there would have been like a few different time skips of a couple of months or something, even just like, oh, Christmas happened and then exams in January or something. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it's academic and academia. I expected there to be a lot more like exams and stuff. I'm saying all this stuff and it's still a complete 5-star, like nothing retracted from this for me at all. This is just my general thoughts. To move on to like the Welsh side of things, some of the Welsh in here I did feel was a bit heavy-handed. The names of different demons are Welsh words or Welsh names. So to see like them saying Welsh words kind of in an English sentence did kind of throw me off a bit, because I don't speak like that. I'm pretty sure most Welsh fluent speakers don't speak like that. Like, I guess they would originally have called it, but it did like stick out to me as something like that took me out a bit of the story. But most people wouldn't feel that way, like who don't know Welsh or who have never seen Welsh written down or spoken. They probably think they're just fantasy words. So I can see why it was done, because if it was just fantasy words, made up language, it would make sense, kind of. But because it's Welsh, it like sticks out to me as like, oh, well, that's not, like you wouldn't say that. As well, like some of the words are not greatly translated and some of them are made up. So that was a bit annoying, I guess, but the author is American. I do have some feelings about that, about just an American person just using Welsh as their like fantasy and like world building and like magic system and like not really explaining it. Like the main character was just like, oh yeah, he's speaking in Welsh, but I'm pretty sure like a lot of Americans, like I'm sorry if I'm generalizing, but I feel like a lot of Americans, if you just heard Welsh, you wouldn't recognize it as Welsh, like unless someone told you, and you wouldn't really be like, oh right, okay. Like I feel like people would be like, oh, I see, like why do you use Welsh, blah blah blah. But there was kind of no explanation. There was no like curiosity on the side of Bree being like, oh, why do you use Welsh? And then them saying like, oh well, Arthur was born in, well, they did mention Arthur's born in Wales, but that's all they mentioned. They didn't go any further into it. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more about Welsh and why they use it so much, because it was just like, oh yeah, Arthur was born in Wales, and then they just use all this Welsh. That's the only reason why. But like I said, it is a complete 5-star from me. Really, really excited for the sequel. Really excited for where the romance is going, or romances are going. Oh, incredible. So it's lunchtime currently on Friday, and today I need to go shopping after work, and then I'm going to start Ariadne. So this is the prompt for Snake on the cover. little snake in the branches there. So that's my next prompt going upwards. All I know is that this is a Greek myth retelling. I love Greek retellings. I love Greek mythology in general, even if it's non-fiction. I know this is the brother of the Minotaur. She helps Theseus kill the Minotaur and then, you know, blah, blah, blah. That's the original myth. And I'm really excited for this. It's only 384 pages. I'll start it tonight after I have dinner with George. Hopefully I'll finish it this weekend as well, so that I stick to like the 2 books per week, because then on Monday I can start afresh on my reading sprints and start the Mirror Visitor series. I can't quite remember. A Winter's Promise, that's the first one on Monday. Hopefully I can start that Monday if I finish this weekend. I will update you when I've done all my stuff this evening and done all my chores and my errands and stuff, and I'll update you when I have started Ariadne. Hello my loves, apologies for the lighting, it is a little bit late. It is Monday evening. I have just come off my sprints with Tasmin and Joel, who joined halfway through, which was a lot of fun. And I have read about 200 pages of Ariadne this evening. Read a lot after work before the sprints because I would like to have finished Ariadne tonight. I do have about 25 pages left, so I am going to go and finish that now and then go straight to sleep because it's getting kind of late, but I don't want to leave 25 pages. But I do have work tomorrow. I'm still really enjoying it. Still kind of just like reads rather more like non-fiction rather than like a story. With like Circe and like Song of Achilles, the ones by Madeline Miller, they're a bit more like woven into a storytelling, whereas I felt like this was a little bit more like just I was being told the myth, which is fine because the myths are stories in themselves. So, you know, I guess there's like a kind of a crossover there, but I'm still really enjoying it. It's on track to be like a 4-star right now. I don't think the last 25 pages is probably not going to change that, but really enjoying the feminist themes in this as well. Ariadne wanting to have her own story. All of the men letting all of the women down all of the time, basically. I'm going to finish this tonight. Really happy with that considering I didn't get any reading done on the weekend. I was a bit disappointed in myself, but you know, if I don't feel like reading, I didn't feel like reading. But tonight, obviously, I have gotten all the way through Ariadne, so I'm really, really happy that I'm finishing my 2nd book today, because then tomorrow I can start my 3rd book and hopefully then complete my 4 books by the end of this week. I'm fingers crossed. Anyway, there will be a live show on Sunday, so I'm hoping I won't have too much left on that live show to read for. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling accomplished, feeling like I'm gonna complete my goal, which I'm quite surprised at considering I started work and I started back at the gym as well, and I've started doing D&D. So I'm very busy all of the time. But right now, kind of like my sole hobby is reading. I'm trying not to go on my phone so much in the evenings. I'm trying not to stay on Twitter. I'm trying to either watch things on YouTube if I'm going to watch something, you know, like Critical Role or something, because I'm so behind on Critical Role. I only started it in like October, so very behind. I'm trying to do things that aren't social media whilst also maintaining my presence. And I'm finding it quite easy. Like, I enjoy going on Twitter just for a few minutes, checking my notifications, blah, 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 and then coming off and going back to reading or going back to watching whatever I'm watching. The work-life balance is fine right now. It's probably going to get better from September to December because I'm studying and I won't have to work such long hours. I get like an hour and a half off at the end of the day, which means I can go to the gym a little bit earlier, which then also means I have more of a free evening, which is really helpful for me and my busy life. I'm hoping to obviously finish these 4 books for the Merlin Readathon. I have A Winter's Promise after Ariadne and then Assassin's Apprentice. And then in the last 2 weeks of August, I am hoping to finish off all of the books that I've like started, because I've nearly finished Spellslinger, but I stopped. I started Over the Woodward Wall and I also started Truly Devious, which I know in my TBRPG I said I had finished in July. So let's talk about last month. Last month I read all of the books on my TBR. Asterisk, I have started Truly Devious and I'm gonna finish it before the month ends. I lied to you. The whole last week of July, I just didn't read it. So next time in TBRPG, George will be taking off that +1 for my charisma roll because I clearly lied. But I did genuinely think I was going to finish it, and I didn't because it didn't grip me enough to pick it up. But these last 2 weeks of August, I'm going to do a reading vlog because I do bi-weekly reading vlogs now. It's a thing. And yeah, I'm hoping to finish off those 3 books and hopefully maybe finish off the Bones season as well because I've started that on audio. I do need to finish The Hero of Ages, but I haven't really started that yet. But that's something that's like, oh God, I need to finish that. If I have finished all those, because I feel like I will finish them quite quickly because there's not many pages left on a lot of them. After that, I'm hoping to get to some arcs because I've got quite a few arcs coming out in September. If I don't get to those in the last 2 weeks of August, it's fine. I can get to them in the first couple of weeks of September, but I really want to get to the arcs anyway because they're very anticipated books for me, such as like The Last Graduate, Under the Whispering Door, The Devil Makes Three, a lot of September arcs coming out. I am now going to go finish this, and I will come back to you tomorrow when I've finished it, and then also like when I've started A Winter's Promise. See you later. Hello, my lovelies. It has been a good few days since I've updated this vlog, but it's because I haven't read anything. So I've had nothing to update you with, but it's fine because guess what? I'm going to try and read 2 books in 3 days because I've got this evening. Today is Friday. I've just finished work. I am going to start the Mirror Visitor series, which is A Winter's Promise is the first one. This is 400 pages. Oh, nearly 500 pages. Oh, yikesies. This is 490 pages, which I didn't realise it was that long. I thought it was like 380. So, I better get a fucking move on. I want to try and finish this by like tomorrow evening, like Saturday evening, so that I can start and finish Assassin's Apprentice on Saturday and Sunday. Assassin's Apprentice is shorter than this. It's the shortest of all the Robin Hood books. So I'm hoping that I can do that, but I basically need to read non-stop to be able to do that. I think I'm going to try it. You know, I'm a host of the Merlin Readathon. I should be able to complete the Merlin Readathon. So we're going to have a go. I'm going to take a good stab at it anyway. And I have heard really good things about this, so even though it's long, I'm hoping that it'll be like quite a quick read. What else has happened? Nothing much really. I haven't got much going on, to be honest. Jordan and I went to D&D last night, our second session, because we couldn't go last week. Stuff's going really well. I might do a couple of videos in the future on D&D if anyone's interested, just to like talk about what we're doing and like it's like our new hobby, I guess. Like I've always been a fan of D&D for like a good few years. Like I used to play it with my friends when I was very young. But like obviously it wasn't like it is now. Like I don't remember half of it. And I did play a bit in first year, but then I stopped because I was busy. And now I'm kind of getting back into it, and then Jord is getting into it, and he's really, really enjoying it. So it's nice to have like a hobby with him. Even though we like play video games together, but like not that often, to be honest, because I read a lot more than I play video games. And like I tend to play a lot more single player video games rather than like multiplayer with him. I think I'm gonna like update in the future some more stuff on like our D&D campaign. But also today in the post I received an ARC. This I won in Yalk. So Yalk was at home this year and I just retweeted some tweets to try and win an ARC. Did it for a few different ARCs. Like I didn't really remember which ones I retweeted, but I won 2 giveaways. The first one was this, which is called Twin Crowns. And I got the Ren green ARC. There is a red one, which has got a different name on it as well. So there's 2 different ARCs for this one author. I genuinely haven't got a clue. Oh, sorry, it's 2 authors. It's joint authors. Good for a readathon like prompt that has something for like 2 authors, to be honest. I have no idea what this is about. I just know that it's YA fantasy. And I like YA fantasy, so I thought I'll just retweet it. It says on the back, 2 sisters, 1 crown. Stolen from the palace at birth, Ren Greenrock has vowed to avenge her parents' murder and usurp the princess to protect the beloved witches who raised her. Princess Rose Valhart has been trained from birth to fear the witches and defend her throne, even if that means marrying into a brutal kingdom. Wait, are they twins? Oh, they're sisters. Oh, damn. I thought it was going to be sapphic for a second. No, they're sisters. In the battle for the crown of Iana, where will your allegiances lie? So it's very much like the whole marketing that was for These Violent Delights, where it was like team this and team that. this is like Team Ren or like Team Rose, and I got Team Ren. Seems pretty typical YA fantasy to me. Hopefully it will be good. It is due out on the 12th of May next year, so I have a long time to read this. It's just over 500 pages, but the font is quite large. Maybe you can see how big that is. It's quite big. Compared to this, anyway. I don't know why I just picked up my book like that. I hate myself. Anyway, this has gone on far too long. I'm going to start reading A Winter's Promise. And hopefully I will get quite a ways into it this evening because I'm not planning on doing anything else. I did finish Ariadne. I know I didn't update for the last 30 pages. I gave it 4 stars. Really, really enjoyed it. But I think I said before, like, it did read a little bit more like just telling the story as if it was like Stephen Fry's like non-fiction ones. Like it wasn't as like into the storytelling and weaving like the prose as I find Madeline Miller to be. But it was still really, really good. I really, really enjoyed it. I loved Ariadne's story. I loved hearing like how the other myths around like her sister Phaedra and Theseus and how like everything kind of interconnected and what the way it connected to Ariadne I really liked. I think it's a really, really solid like Greek mythology retelling. I would definitely recommend it to anyone. So yeah, I will see you again probably later on this evening with an update on how Winter's Promise is going. Hello friends, I'm in bed with bad lighting because this is how I vlog now. I have read so far 124 pages 124 pages of A Winter's Promise. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit of a slow start, which I think isn't helping with my motivation to read today because I've been feeling a little bit crap all day anyway. And then I've been wanting to read, but I haven't been really wanting to pick it up. Like, I'm not super intrigued. Like, I don't like any of the characters except the main character. I don't like the love interest. I don't like the character's family. I think they're all really annoying and really moody, and I would hate them in real life. I really like the main character's tenacity. I like her grit and like her personality a lot. And I'm assuming like the love interest is going to get better and like they grow on each other or something. But right now, I don't care because I don't like anyone else. I'm interested enough by the magic system. I really like the magic system. I think it's really cool. I really like the concept of the world as well. There have been a good few like translation mistakes, but like not even just translation, like just having the sentence wrong. So like the editing clearly wasn't that good, which is also bothering me because some of the sentences don't make sense. I don't get why you wouldn't have like a person who speaks English first as an editor after the translation. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know how translation works with novels, so I could just be being a bitch right now. I did go get my vaccine earlier though. I got my second vaccine and had to argue with the man about how the Welsh system of the NHS is different to the English one and how my NHS number won't be on there, my records won't be on there because I haven't started my GP yet because my GP is with my work and it doesn't start till September. Oh, it was a whole thing, and this man was just like arguing back with me and like would not take my word for it. And like he kept saying like the NHS app is UK wide, it's UK wide. I was like, no, it's not. You cannot get it in Wales. If you are in Wales, you can't use the NHS app. It literally says it on the app. Ugh, so annoying. But eventually we got our vaccines. Like, we are going to sign up for a GP. Obviously, I'm doing it with work, so I can't do it till September, but Jord will. It was like we wanted our vaccines ASAP because obviously we want to be protected. Like, we will sort out the transferring over of records later on, so then I can show that I've had my first one for like whatever COVID passport, which is apparently coming into thing in October. Like, you'll need it to enter like restaurants, the guy said. I was like, I don't know anything about that, but he could have been right. I just maybe have not been paying attention. So I did have the vaccine yesterday, which means I may have side effects tomorrow. Fingers crossed that I don't. But who knows? I've known a few people who have been fine and a few people who have had it really bad and a few people who have had it like medium. So it's literally up to chance and what my body decides to do. Considering that I'm like basically chronically ill, like I'm ill all of the time. Generally I'm an ill person. It's not looking good for me, but fingers crossed I'm okay. That's all I really have for this update. Sorry that I haven't read much. I did really want to read 4 books this readathon, but it's just not happened. Even though I read the first 2, I've technically read 3 books because I read a Kindle Unlimited smart book last weekend. So I've technically read 4 books if I finish this tomorrow, just not the 4 that I wanted to. I'm gonna love you and leave you for this evening, and hopefully I will have an update tomorrow. We have the live show on Kat's channel tomorrow, which will be really nice and fun, reading sprints, so I will get at least something done tomorrow evening, if not the whole book. I might read a bit more right now and see if I can get to a bit more of an intriguing bit so that I want to pick it up tomorrow. I will speak to you later. Hello friends, it is, I'm looking at my watch and there's no watch. It is about 2 o'clock on Sunday and I have finished, not holding it properly, I finished A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabo or Debos. I read a little bit more last night and then I read the rest of it this morning because I woke up at like 8:30 and I just felt like reading. I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't the best, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had really high hopes for it because it's my friend Natalie's like favourite series ever, favourite book ever, and a lot of people on Goodreads that I know, like that I'm friends on Goodreads with, have like rated it highly, like 4 stars average I'd say, but yeah, I gave it 3. I don't know if it's just me wanting more plot out of a book than this gave me, but also I only liked the main character, and when I first got into the first like 100 or so pages I was like, okay, it seems like I meant to only like the main character, which seems normal, like it seems okay, because it's not like I was indifferent to the other characters. I genuinely hated them. Like I did not like them, and I think you were meant to not like them. So at first I forgave it and was like, okay, this is like the way it's going. None of them had like any redeeming factors all the way through. Like I didn't even like the couple of people that she kind of made friends with. Those I didn't really care about. The premise is really good. Like I really liked the arcs and like the world. So like each world, the world itself, like Earth is gone, and there's an arc, like this is what an arc is, like something like this, floating in the sky, I guess. Ophelia, the main character, is from an arc called Anima, and she can read objects, which means she can delve into their past and see whoever's touched it and what they felt when touching it and blah, blah, blah. And then also she can go through mirrors. So the magic system I think was really cool, a really good concept. I also really like the idea of the world and like the spirits on each arc, like that are in charge of each arc, are like immortal, so that's pretty cool. So like the setting and the magic system were a lot better than the actual story that was set in it and the characters. I wasn't really intrigued enough the whole way through. There wasn't much intrigue at all, to be honest. I didn't like the guy that she was meant to be marrying. She's in an arranged marriage and he doesn't want to marry her either, but then it's weird. Basically nothing happened throughout this whole book. Like there was no plot. It was just Ophelia, the main character, being treated like shit for 500 pages straight, and it was kind of difficult to read because I was just pissed off the whole time. Like there was never kind of any reprieve of her just being either shouted at, assaulted, or just in generally being berated and being told what to do. Even by her own family in the beginning, like they're horrible to her, except for this one uncle, but he's only in it for like until she leaves to go to this other arc, which is called The Pole, hence the winter side of the thing. I have heard that the second book is like amazing from Katie, from Brightness Katie Reads, but to be honest, after reading this, like I have no intrigue or like motivation to continue the series or to even buy the sequel. Like I'm really disappointed. I'm super sorry to Natalie because I know she absolutely loves this book. I feel like if I had time I would continue the series, and if I had space on my TBR, but I don't. I genuinely don't have the time or the energy to read something that I've found like meh. It's annoying because I kind of do want to continue because I really like the world. So I may continue literally just for the world, and also the fact that the main character is now not having to disguise herself and stuff. Like, but I have no clue what on earth could happen in the next book. I don't see what could possibly be interesting in the next book. So I might speak to Katie a bit about it and like be like, oh, like, so what's different in the second one? A little bit of a disappointment. 500 whole pages that I've read, and it's really nice and floppy. I will probably keep it anyway. I probably won't unhaul the book, just in case in future, you know, there might be another translated fiction prompt, which is why I read this in the first place for Merlin Readathon. It was for the translated fiction prompt. So in future, if there is another one like that, maybe I will just get the sequel for that. and give it a go kind of thing, but I'm not in any rush to continue the series, to be honest. So anyway, I'm gonna have lunch now. I'm having chicken dippers and waffles because I'm gonna be a child. I shouldn't really be eating that because I'm trying to be good with eating because I'm back at the gym and stuff, so I should be eating like fresh chicken and like fresh protein and stuff. And obviously chicken dippers and chicken nuggets, like they have a lot less actual protein in them because it's made up of God knows what. But it's fine. I'm not having a great day only because I had the vaccine yesterday. I'm a little bit achy today. I also did deadlifting yesterday morning in the gym, so like my legs also ache anyway. And then later on I will be doing sprints on Kat's channel at 8 o'clock to finish off the Merlin Readathon, basically. I'm actually really happy though that I finished A Winter's Promise today, because the way I was feeling yesterday where I read basically nothing, I was kind of resigned to the fact that I wasn't gonna finish 4 books for the readathon, which was really sad. But Assassin's Apprentice is only like 400 pages. I'm hoping I can get through like a majority of that today. After I have lunch, I'll start it. And then also sprints later on, so I'll go till about midnight. So maybe I'll have 9 hours to do 400 pages. I feel like that's a long time. I mean, obviously I have to eat in the evening as well. And then from 8 onwards, we will like chat in between sprints. But I feel like it may be possible. Anyway, I'm gonna go have lunch and then start Assassin's Apprentice and give you an update later on, probably before sprints. Bye. Hello. Fuck's sake. I've just finished Assassin's Apprentice, and obviously I'm crying. I don't know why I expected not to. I thought, like, I know they say that it's painful. I know they say, you know, it's the pain party. That's what that's what the Realm of the Elderlings is. But that last, like, paragraph and the last, like, illustration in the illustrated edition is of that last paragraph, and I don't know how to handle it. I'm literally fully gonna cry on video right now. So the writing style, I liked the plot, I liked the intrigue, like a lot of it was really good. I really liked the magic system. Like, it's not much of a magic system right now as of this book, but I liked the idea of the skilling and the wit and stuff. But obviously there is like some like animal abuse and stuff in, I wouldn't say abuse, there's just like there is a lot of sad things about animals like throughout the book. So I would like warn people before reading it. Like I knew that going in, so thankfully I'm not like, I'm upset, but I'm not like I was upset when it happened and stuff, but I wasn't like triggered or anything, so I was okay. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, basically. But yeah, that's the Merlin Readathon done. Like, this is my 4th book done. I did read like most of it. Well, I read 100 pages last night, and I read quite a lot this morning, and then finished it throughout the day. So I'm still gonna count it. And then I'm gonna start my next like bi-weekly vlog now with whatever I pick up next in these sprints, and then just do it that way. So that'll be good. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I don't really know what else to say about this, because I feel like, because it's so popular, I feel like I don't really need to say what it's about, and I can't really say much about it without spoilers. So I just know that I really liked it, know that I liked most of the elements of it. I'm going to put it through Compile now, and it's probably going to be quite high for like all of the categories. And yeah, I'm going to have to go and spend 25 quid on the sequel in this edition for next month so that I can own the same editions. But yeah, oh man, I feel like I've not articulated this very well, but Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoyed Merlin Readathon if you joined in, and we will be hopefully doing another iteration of it at some point in the future. So give this video a like if you have enjoyed, and make sure you subscribe so you can get more content from me. Give me a little dog emoji in the comments if you got this far and you don't really have anything else to say and you just want to say that you were here. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.